Bedford games. Yup. Bedford games, let's fucking go. Bedford games, let's put on a show. Bedford games, you already know. Bedford games, we're going 6-0.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here, episode 7, Tambo time. With me, we're fully loaded. I got my two crack producers, Ben and Isaac. You guys want to say hi real quick?
Yo.
What's going on, guys?
All right, moving on from that, let's... Joined by me, my right-hand man, Derek Hammond.
Yo, what's going on?
How was your day, buddy?
Pretty uneventful, honestly. Just kind of went to the gym and got a new washer and dryer delivered and just kind of hung out.
I went to the gym today, too.
We moved on from you. Stop talking. No, what was it? Free pizza day at fucking Planet Fitness?
It was actually bagels. But, yeah.
Oh, bagel.
Shut up, that's a thing?
No,
Yeah,
it
Bagel
used to be-
Tuesday.
I think it's Monday, actually, but they haven't done anything since COVID. Not that I would have... You can't be the fat guy at a gym and take a pizza.
They expect that at that fucking
I know they
Walmart
do.
of all gyms.
I know they do, but yeah, I can't. I can never bring myself to do it because people would just look at me and be like,
All right. Thanks, Isaac, for bringing that to the show. TP's here with us. How was your day today?
Not bad. Back to work tomorrow. Paid vacation ends today, so back at it tomorrow.
All right. Why were you on vacation?
I had to take it. The time would expire if I didn't take it.
Oh, it's one of those? Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this is episode 7. We are into the finals week for Bedford flag football, so we're gonna dig right into it. Lot of football talk, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the recap from last Wednesday. We're going to continue our score of our predictions, which our predictions have been either pissing people off, firing them up, or people are getting happy we're picking them like we like them.
Yeah, I'll talk about a couple of mine as we go through, but I certainly ruffle some feathers, I think.
For sure. You got the score up there, Ben? Let's pop that up for our listeners to understand who's winning. Isaac decided to play this week for some reason. I told him to make picks last week. He didn't make any. Now he decided to make the picks this week. Not really sure why, but he wanted to be a part of the show today, so I couldn't argue it. So, all right, let's start off with Field 1. We had FF1 with no Mason versus Dirty Birds. I selected Dirty Birds.
I did as well.
Yep. I think we all did that for that one.
Isaac, who did you take?
I think I did something different. Because I don't see...
I don't think he did them last week, did he?
No, not last week, no.
You didn't do last Wednesday's?
No, I did this coming up Monday.
Oh, so
last,
you're looking at the wrong one?
yeah.
Okay.
Isaac picked
That's
them.
good.
Isaac picked the upcoming consolation
I was
games.
like, I don't see any names like that on my sheet. I was really concerned for a minute, but I got it.
I agree. All right. Well, so we all get a point there except Isaac. This was a interesting game. I didn't get to watch much of it. You were there, correct? You came in a little late.
I feel like I got there at like 8.
Okay.
I don't think I
so
saw
the first
any
round of
sevens.
games were done.
Yeah.
And Pike, you didn't.
No, didn't make it out.
All right, so you get the recap from Tambo by himself today on those. Close game. I believe Dirty Birds won by 1 score. You had Timmy throwing for Dirty Birds. And when Timmy's throwing well, he's, that team's very different.
It's a good team when he's throwing well.
But, yeah, you got it, buddy. Anytime we talk about Dirty Birds, just cue that up just in case. You know what I mean? All right. So, Timmy was there, full Dirty Bird squad. Now, they seem to, on Wednesdays, have picked up a couple pieces, some athletes. They're really kind of finding it out. Surprisingly, they were in B2 this session because I do think they have a better than a B2 team, but close game with FF1. Not really.
Number 6 seed, too.
Which tells me
off there.
Tells me they had a bad season.
Guys might have been missing some games or something like that.
Maybe Timmy made some, not all.
Yeah.
Not that he makes or breaks that team, but he definitely helps them. CJ's a good fill-in. Sorry. But I believe they did win by one score. So if anybody knows the exact score, throw that in there, please. I was honestly busy between field 2 and field 3. So we all won Dirty Birds. Dirty Birds moves on. Then we had gold. Thanks, buddy. You all right? Yeah. All right. Then we had Golden Backs and the Spartans on field 2. Who did you guys grab on this one?
I had the Spartans on that one.
I think I took the Spartans as well.
Same here. So point for all of us except Isaac, because Isaac didn't play the game properly.
I think I chose them too.
Give Isaac -1, please. So to me, Spartans team, very good team, probably shouldn't be in B2s. But what I did notice, their quarterback wasn't there. So without their quarterback, maybe they are a B2 team.
Sure.
Don't know if that's how the playoffs are going to go for them. Not really sure. I probably should have asked. I didn't. But Spartans, even without that quarterback, too big, too fast, too talented for the Golden Backs, in my opinion. Golden Backs are usually a C team. Maybe they won C's last season, moved up a little bit. They are a consistent group of guys.
They show up.
They play. We've had our issues with them. I do feel they cry a little too much at times. But I do really like some of the guys on their team. And evidently one of the guys on the team goes to trivia, the same place I go to trivia. And he called me out about it, and we actually talked for a little bit about it. Cool dude off the field. On the field, he's something else. But unfortunately for them, their B2 stint ended pretty quickly. Spartans, I believe, beat them by 2-3 scores. I don't think it was too close. I don't think Spartans were ever really out of the question. I think they went up early from what I was trying to gather.
Yep.
But I was mainly focused on field 3, which I thought was the best game out of them all. I believe we all had...
Can I lead off on this one? On this game?
I believe we all had Entity. Is that correct?
I think we all did, yeah.
Who were they playing?
Safety Patrol.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all don't get a point there. Derek, you can take over from here.
So, I think I ruffled some feathers with this pick. I'm going to say it. A bunch of guys in green. Part of that was because, I was throwing a little bit of shade, but I really just don't know anyone else's names. I'm not overly social when I get there. I know my guys, and that's about it. But no, you guys did your thing. Stomped them. Called me out, which is great. But Stephen A. Smith does the same thing. He'll call out some things, then he's got to come out on air and say he's wrong. So I was wrong on that one. But a bunch of guys in green played well.
I agree. I was wrong about it too. Not making excuses on why I was wrong. Entity had a couple guys missing, and a guy show up late, which if you're in a game and you all of a sudden get punched in the mouth real quick, I think Safety Patrol went up real quick.
Yep.
And guys are not showing up. Guys are coming in late.
It's real easy to just lose that game before the first half's even over.
Correct. So, the movie Replacements,
Yep.
when he talks about quicksand, those are one of those scenarios, which this won't be the first reference to the Replacements this recap. But that quicksand type game where it just starts off bad, you start sinking, and nothing you can do gets out of it.
Just sink more.
Right. More bad news, more bad plays, and it just happens. They switched quarterbacks. They tried a lot of different things. Unfortunately, I think Safety Patrol is on a little bit of a mission here. They want to prove that
They're not just Red and a bunch of guys.
No show Red. We'll still call them that.
All right.
I like it.
It's a little different now, but...
I thought you were watching comments.
What do you do here? What do you do here?
Look, do you see comments? Facebook too? No, I don't watch Facebook.
That's where the comments are coming from,
All right,
dickhead.
let's get. Are they relevant to the game?
I got a new dickhead of the week.
We firing it in right now?
JD Cruz, I think is a game too.
Max
Says, we got smoked. And then he's like, wait, Steve, you play trivia? And then Connor says that Nick's about to kick the door down. So, not really relevant to the game.
Nick ain't kicking shit down.
Why is Nick trying to kick the door down?
I have no idea.
Nick ain't kicking shit down.
All right.
I don't know if he's...
Well, is he locked out of the house? I mean, do we need to let him in? All right. Well, thanks for those insightful comments, Ben. Thanks for coming in clutch. I really felt the show was dying. Should we end it now?
Yeah!
Shut up.
Get out of here. Should we end it now, Derek?
Yeah,
Or-
we're good, we're good,
All
yeah.
right. So,
Just trying to do my job.
yeah, shut up. No, you're good. Props to Safety Patrol for coming out. You know, and entities like they're building something, and I like it. These are one of those losses you take on the chin, you take it as an experience, learn, and move on. I think entities taking a season off. Well, my suggestion would be don't take too much time off. You know, get back in the groove of things. There's a lot of leagues going on. It is difficult right now to play all these seasons. So attendance is going to be tough for some teams to come back, but we'll see. They'll be back at some point in time.
Who were they missing? Do you know names?
No, I know Darnell showed up late.
Okay.
But they've usually run deep.
Yep. No, I took them to win because, like, I remember earlier in one of the other episodes, we were talking about them versus Leapers or Gumbies, and they are scoring 30, 40. So I said Gumbies and Leapers defense is levels above Safety Patrol, so I'm going to take them to win.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
not-
my logic there.
Right, and that wasn't a bad logic
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I agreed with you too there.
Yeah.
Now I wouldn't say Safety Patrol's defense is levels lower. Maybe A level, maybe a level and a half.
Yep. They're in the B, and the other teams are in the A. Is what I'm getting at. Obviously, with Red, they're in the A. But
Yeah, sure.
Did they? So when did Red get hurt?
2 weeks ago.
So were they gonna be A's? And then once he got hurt, because one of those
Yeah,
teams in the
I
A's
don't-
would have had to
they
get
probably would have been, but I don't think they had a great session to begin with.
Yeah.
I don't think their 4A into Wednesday was going to.
They might have had a 3-3 or 4-2
That's
record.
kind of. I think they were 3-3.
but it was like Red didn't show up a couple weeks.
Yeah.
You know, I believe they played Natty D's one week or Leapers. One of those. 'Cause I really wanted to
Yeah.
watch the game, and Red no showed.
Yeah.
And that's why I started the no show Red, and he, you know, so I know if he didn't go down, Jimmy's doing 8 A teams.
Yeah.
He was gonna find a way to do it. Once he went down, Jimmy's like, I'm not crowbarring
Yeah.
some teams in just in case.
Yeah.
So unfortunately for them, he did go down. He's going to be out a couple months.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're playing good,
No,
and
they-
they're still a team without him.
They're a good team. Overall, they're well rounded. Even without Red, like they'll be a good B team. Like
Sure.
they'll be competing for that championship every session.
And they're scary when they go around you with all those green jerseys and they want to beat you up.
Yeah.
It's not fun. You know, so
You know, the only good sign is you can see them coming because they're bright.
yeah. All right. Well, congrats. They'll be moving on. We have the recap of the championship week for Wednesday. We'll get into that. So I'm not going to say who they're going to play yet. We're moving on to 8:00. So we'll start with. I guess we'll continue the 1, 2, 3 field. We'll start with Leapers and Natty D's, which to us we all kind of agreed that is the game of the night.
Yep.
I picked Leapers. Derek picked Leapers.
No, I picked Natty
Oh, you
D's.
picked Natty D's?
I picked Natty D's.
And Pike definitely picked the Leapers, right?
Yep, I was on them. I knew they would win.
Yeah. No, Pike definitely picked Natty D's. So Derek and Pike get a point. I get no points. Now, so odd enough. Now, this is the thing with Leapers. Dave and I were talking, and they've realized, well, without the asterisk season, we call it, they haven't been in the finals in like 2 years.
Very long time.
Long time. And it's one of those things where, you know, the Leapers, they have this nice shtick where they act like they don't care. Deep down for a while, they've cared. We know. You're not fooling any of us, okay? Those green T-shirts.
You don't come in and compete in the A division and not care.
Right. So I think now it's getting to the point where maybe some of them just don't care that much. You know, you've done it. It's tough to go every week and do this same thing, same song and dance every week over and over and over.
Against the same 4 teams.
Right. And they have guys who do real life things. You have guys like Nick who played in an international big tournament now. So once, and we know this too, once you start playing at those big tournaments, this stuff seems almost less important.
I had a really hard time for a very long time just playing hard in Bedford.
Getting motivated
Yeah.
to do it. Right.
Wanting to do it, yeah.
So maybe that is coming into play. Now, I don't know if there was a serious issue, but the quarterback showed up just before halftime.
Yep.
Which is an odd thing, you know, if you're really trying to compete. You know, we're assuming there wasn't anything serious, so, you know, we're going to talk about it that way. If there was something serious, you know, I apologize, but to me, that's just a sign of, maybe it's hey, this is just recreational to me. I'll get there when I get there. It is what it is, and that's fine. That's totally cool. But we went over to watch that game because obviously
I showed up to watch that game.
Right, and obviously we're vested in that game.
Yeah.
And so we're on the sidelines for a little while and realizing the quarterback's not there. Natty D's went up maybe
13-0,
something like that towards the end of the second half. I mean, good defensive game, but Natty D's put up a couple scores, and Derek and I start making kind of jokes, not jokes, but where Derek goes, what if he comes in at halftime, and then I brought up the replacements. When Falco came in at half and
needed heart.
You said that. All of a sudden, I swear, 2 minutes tops.
Yeah.
We see him start running down, and Derek goes, "They got their heart," and he comes in, gets ready real quick, and all of a sudden they go out like they got a pick. He goes out there, and we're like, "Oh man, he's gonna drive down and score." They get ball at half. We're like, this story is gonna write itself.
I was feeling like a sidekick at one point because after a terrible holding call got Natty D's into the red zone, I said it doesn't matter. They're gonna throw a pick on this play, and sure as shit, Nick picks it off on the next play.
And for sure. And
I was like, this is it. It's all. They're gonna win by 30.
Right. This is the spark the Leapers need. Unfortunately, Leapers didn't put up any points all game.
It must have started raining.
Yeah, it was kind of a bummer. They didn't score there. They got ball at half, didn't score, and Natty D's just looks like a team on a mission.
That defense is playing real well right now.
Leapers could show up, whether they want to play or not, and throw 50 on a team, and they couldn't punch it in one iota against Natty D's.
Yeah.
And I was surprised. I picked the Leapers only solely based on they just haven't won that matchup in a while. And
that was a tough game to pick. But I went off of Natty D's played us really well the week before. I couldn't go against them after coming off of that.
Tyler's so happy right now. Like he's living the life.
You can't stand up.
Wait
You know
till
what I'm saying?
I picked Natty D's because they just beaten them pretty much every time they played them in the last few times, at least last few matchups. It seems like Natty D's is the team that gets the win there.
Well, Leapers beat them during the season.
Did they? They did beat them?
But
okay.
a lot of players were missing.
Oh, no, you're right. That game. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I heard about that
Y'all
one.
gave me the glued one, huh? I went to close this and I almost broke it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I never know which one.
0 points is wild. They didn't score one time. Like, I get it.
Correct.
That defense
That
is
would be what
good.
0 points would do for you.
But it's like, come on.
Fuck, I even knew that one.
That's like what happened when they had Bud throwing for them that session they won. They scored, I think it was one defensive touchdown.
I was a big part of that game, of them winning, because they were down 13-0 at half.
They shouldn't have won that game.
I said, Bud, you're going to have to score at least 14 points to win this game. And then they did.
I think he got converted one first down the whole game. I think it came on the last drive that when he needed it.
You can't tell tell who Pike's favorite team is, can you?
I was actually.
Look, he's getting all red.
I was rooting for Natty D's that game.
No kidding.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody would have predicted that.
It was 13-0 with like 5 minutes left. Leapers gets a pick six, failed conversion, and then they get the ball back. Bud gets his first down of the game with like a minute and a half left. They score. It's tied at 13, and then the ball gets tipped in the air and David catches it.
Yeah, that was a good.
Oh my god,
that was a good game.
Like, well, that's where it's like, all right, well, if Leapers can win with him at quarterback, they should be able to win with a lot of guys that playing quarterback.
Yeah,
including Garrett.
Sure.
Because I know David likes him a lot. He thinks he's wicked good. So.
And he is. He's a very good quarterback.
Yeah, he is.
I've seen him throw some dots. I mean, very well deserved.
Very on time, very accurate.
Yeah. So
especially with the guys around him too.
But that's where it gets to me personally. Maybe they're just not in it right now.
I think that he struggles when the play takes a long time.
Yeah.
He's very on schedule when there's initial good coverage right off the rip, or if he's rushing off his spot right away. I think that's when they struggle on offense.
Throws them off a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe. You might be right. But congrats to Natty D's. Unfortunately, Leapers got another consolation game this session. Still out of the finals. I mean, you could have saved it for somebody else.
Yeah.
We'll use it again.
All right. I know you will. But, my good old boy Dave, he'll be back. He bounces back. He loves this shit. So, All right, on to field 2. We had Zoom and Donkey Kicks. What did you guys pick?
I had Zoom all the way in that one.
All right, I had Zoom too. Let's point for everybody. Why does Isaac have 1? He should have -1.
I was giving a point for every time you guys all got it wrong.
All right, that's fair.
When did we all get it wrong?
Just put a goddamn 0 at Isaac's
when it-
name,
with
okay?
entity, yeah, yeah.
Went from
No
-2 to
free fucking
-1.
points over here.
This is what's wrong with the world. Everybody's getting fucking
Jesus.
trophies.
Yeah, bet.
It's more of to keep track of when you guys all get it wrong.
What does that
Make
matter?
a separate column of all wrong.
Is this the producer show again today? Is that what's going to happen?
Sounds like they're trying to take over.
Should we end the show?
We should just leave, Steve. Me and you go grab some food or something.
Ooh, masa.
Oh, I'm in. I'm so hungry.
All right, so we all picked Zoom. I don't think this one was that close. Now, we thought it was going to be close because for a couple of reasons. You have 2 stylistic quarterbacks who are kind of the same, and this has nothing to do with body size. They're both bigger quarterbacks, but
It's got a little bit to do with it because that's why they're not running around.
but it's a lot of drop back. It's a lot of throwing. They both love the deep ball. You know what I mean? So to me, this game would have been based on who takes advantage of the short stuff because, one, they both stay in the same defense all game.
Yeah, you might as well just play a deep cover or something.
Zoom-
Hope they don't throw it underneath.
Kind of. Zoom plays their 3, but they play like 3 back almost.
Yep.
They make you, anything over the top they want to pick. Donkey Kicks plays their 2-2. So same thing. But to me, I pick Zoom because Zoom has the guys to make people miss.
Yeah, you got good Austin over there, and
Bernie can make people miss. Booth can make people miss. Fresh can make people miss.
Fresh couldn't catch a cold in that game. I watched him drop a wide open pick and then a wide open touchdown, which I'm told right after that he caught the touchdown on a way difficult catch. There was no one within 14 yards on the one he dropped.
Too easy. He's worried about what he was going to say.
Those are actually the worst. But I was watching. I go, he sucks tonight, huh? And then he made a difficult catch right after.
And he's always been very hit or miss.
Yeah.
That's Fresh. So, to me, if Dougie took advantage of that to me gave them the advantage. That's why I picked Zoom. Donkey Kicks, very sound offense. Drop back and throw. Their guys are good timing routes, good route runners. Not really many of them have many hips. So if Zoom's pulling flags, which I do feel they have a lot of flag pullers.
Yeah.
It gives them the edge. I don't think the game was that close. Right?
I don't think it was. It was pretty out of whack.
3-score win, I think.
I think minimum.
Yeah. So Zoom in the B1. Can't knock them. If they're in the B2, I'd be knocking them, saying they're ducking, but they're in B1.
It's probably right where they belong.
And they should be. Yep. They get the win. They move on. On to field 3, we had direct TDs and Wii Balling. I picked Wii Balling.
I did too.
I don't remember who I picked.
Well, figure it the fuck out.
I know.
I'm pretty sure you said Bud, your best friend.
I think I went with the upset there. I think I took Bud. I never. I
I'm
did.
pretty sure
my
he did.
picks
I
on
think
the
he
fly.
did take. I think he did take direct TDs.
Remember
Yeah, I
how I
believe I
said
did.
to cross them off as we were doing
No,
it?
but no one sent it to me until after. The Wednesday one. The Wednesday one we did on the fly.
Even if it was, I crossed them off. He crossed them off.
you guys were naming the games.
I
You're like, all right, we got
still
these.
got it.
Right,
So I'm
me
going
too.
off, yeah.
We got these 2 teams. I'm like, all right.
Maybe if you weren't arguing with people in the comments last show.
At least some of us were prepared.
Yeah, shit, even I was.
See what I'm working with here, guys? Jesus.
All
All
right,
right.
Who won?
Well, we ball and won handily. I wouldn't say handily. I think it was pretty close. And I know I went on saying what I think Bud will do is do Bud things. And when the game was on the line, Bud threw a pick. And sure as shit,
Bud things.
pretty sure it was off the net too. So,
No kidding.
Tough.
That was at like
Special.
minus 110 on DraftKings if you had that prop bet. So
Right.
you didn't even make money on it.
So, unfortunately, and like I said about direct TDs, we're and that's a Nasty Nation team. We're trying to build more direct TD guys who are part of that team, not the interchangeable guys, not the in and outs. We're trying to hopefully evolve Bud as a quarterback. I know it's taking forever because he feels like sometimes he's the same quarterback he was 4 years ago when we gave him a chance. But I think Wee Ballin just has the playoff experience, not so much in Bedford, just in a whole. DirecTVs is a lot of guys' first kind of real Wednesday, kind of playoff atmosphere shot. And not to say they cracked under pressure, but unfortunately
They didn't not crack under pressure.
Right. So, obviously, I was rooting for my own boys, and I wanted them to win.
I never wanted to be wrong more.
And unfortunately, they couldn't pull it in. So, 9 o'clock, Field 1. We had Nasty Boys and Supreme. Obviously, we went with the boys.
I'm not gonna
I
take.
took Nasty Boys as well.
He was lying though.
Yeah.
He wanted.
He wanted us
I
to
don't
lose so
know.
bad.
Every time we scored, he was
This
kicking
is
the cones on the
wild.
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
These
I saw him.
accusations are wild. You were accusing me of this at that tournament too, in
Wildly
Mass,
accurate.
Mass flag.
It's true. It was
True,
there.
it's true.
Years in,
You were
too.
high-fiving all the Natty D
Yo,
guys.
this is wild.
We went 0-3. You guys were throwing a party.
You guys are like, yeah. Well, who would have thought we would be in this position?
Yeah.
All right, so we all went Nasty Boys, and we all get the win. So, good game. Where I'll give Supreme a lot of credit is I honestly thought we would have more success against their defense.
Yeah, they played pretty well.
They did. It was kind of tough.
It took us till the second half, I think, to really kind of figure out how to attack it.
a little bit. They were adjusting very well.
Yeah.
Jay Charles, after we scored a couple early touchdowns, I think, Jay Charles came in there and was calling defense. Whoever was calling defense, Jay Charles went in there and, I have to beat Steve. Let's go. And, that didn't really work out for him. Didn't matter who was out there.
They had a safe drive home.
Yeah, they had a nice drive home. So, I felt they got away with a couple little holds, but other than that, they played it.
Nothing egregious, though.
Right.
You know?
They played a very sound defense. They played a very good job changing it up, making it difficult for me. We did have a little bit of an issue with one of our receivers. Another guy who was playing on the team decided to play on another A division team, and we had a guy not show up. So we were a little shorthanded, but we made it work.
They were pretty shorthanded too. They had a couple injuries and stuff. So it was,
I think they were missing Yogi.
Yogi, and then
hurts.
Deuce has been playing with them. Wasn't there?
Yeah, I'm not sure if Deuce is a full time Wednesday guy. But
I don't know either. But I'd seen him enough times to expect maybe he'd be there.
Right. I know he took the week off. Don't know if he was supposed to be there. Obviously, Deuce and Yogi there. It's a hell of an even harder game for us. But be it as it may, both teams kind of undermanned, and it was still a good game. My favorite part is when I threw that pick. Jay Charles yelling at me for throwing the pick. And what did he do next play?
Pick.
Threw a pick.
Gave it right back.
Gave it right back after opening his mouth. But no, it was a good back and forth game. I had a lot of fun, and it's what I expected. And we pulled it out. And just lately, when I say lately, I guess past couple years in the playoffs, we've been pulling out the close ones. Offense did its job when we needed to. We scored, put the ball in the hands of our defense, and our defense did what they needed to do.
Yeah, just enough.
Game on the line, we seem to be pulling it off.
Yeah. That's a lot of continuity. We've been doing this together for a long time. We don't have a lot of guys going in and out.
Yeah,
Every now and then we might have one or two guys that are interchangeable, but for the most part, our core is usually the same.
Yep, and we always have that mentality, no matter what we're in the game. Like wherever we're at in the game, it's whistle to whistle, bell to bell. What can we do to win this game at this point in time is the mentality.
Yeah.
And a lot of us finally bought into it. A lot of us, playing our hearts out. So
We might yell at each other, and then once it's on to the next play,
that's true.
it's forgotten.
All right. Well, Nasty Boys move on. Middle field, we had Wally Mart and Top Flight. Now, these are tough to do because we weren't watching.
Yeah.
Now, I picked Top Flight.
I also picked Top Flight.
I think I took Wally.
I think you took Wally, your boys. Give him the point, Pikey. Wally won. Not too much to talk about this game. Top Flight's quarterback just told me it took them till the second half to get things going. And if they played a first half like they did the second half, he felt they would have won. Unfortunately, they probably got down early. Couldn't keep up.
That's a team that when they get down, they just start imploding a little bit.
Sometimes.
Couple of those guys start crying a little bit, and
Well, they went down and evidently didn't implode. They just went down early but couldn't rebound.
Yeah.
Almost like neck to neck at that point in time after. I know they're one of their best players, and Nuge was playing at the same time. so he couldn't play with them. But Top Flight goes down. Wally Mart moves on. That was C Division game. On to Field 3. We had Gumbies in the North.
I took the North there.
You did. I took Gumbies.
I also took Gumbies.
Give a point for Derek. Derek getting the...
Oh, the lone wolf point.
Maybe the upset. I don't know. So this is where it gets... Now you got some Leaper guys. And they come over. Now they're losing another playoff game. Is it just not there for them right now? I thought Gumbies were going to get the revenge game. Gumbies lost to them in the season.
This was the game that I had the hardest time with because I could have seen it honestly going either way.
Yeah, I actually agreed. I thought the money on this game would have been like even.
Yeah,
really.
I think I just took... I think the North has overall more... I don't even know if talent's the right word, but explosive players.
Sure. Superstars.
Yeah.
A bit.
And,
yeah.
and I think I took, if it's a one-score game, I'm taking them to make one more big play.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how my thought process went.
I agree with that. I think I just took Gumbies because they seen him once. They lost to him once. I figured they would make the necessary adjustments needed to win. Obviously, I was wrong.
Gumbies are more solid, I think, all around. You also got to think about which Don is going to show up.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
So I was with you. Now,
Yeah.
sometimes Don's stubbornness comes in and he doesn't really make the adjustments, just sticks to what he knows,
Yep.
which sometimes has been the knock on him. I know over the past couple seasons that has changed.
Yep.
He's done different things. I've witnessed it myself.
That's good.
Stuff he's never would have done before.
Yep.
So that's where I thought they might get the edge this game, rebound, adjust the way they need to. I really don't even know the score to the game,
Yep.
which bothers me because this is one of the games I really wanted to watch. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
We were playing.
right,
Yep.
I couldn't. And Pike probably should have been there watching for us, but he doesn't really care that much about the show. So,
There we go.
all right, congrats to the North. The North might be back. He can't call it LOD anymore. It's like.
Well, yeah, legally because they're not allowed to play there because they owe too much money.
They owe too much money. Yeah, it's like a business that gets sued.
Right, they just
Starting
pop up as another LLC. Yeah.
Genius move on Gino. He takes advantage of the rules. Smart guy, Eugene. But on to 10 o'clock games. We had the Force and Stick Talk. I took the Force.
I went with us as well,
I believe I took Stick Talk.
and I really,
real convenient.
I really,
We don't even know. You got to put an asterisk
Yeah,
next to
yeah.
it.
I
This
swear
is
to God.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Because remember we were talking about Junior, how you guys all think he sucks, and I was like, you know what?
sex is a strong word.
No, I.
Well, we don't
100%
think. We know.
Yeah.
Okay.
well,
Yeah.
I took Junior. I know I did.
Just kidding, Jude. Well, your pick, based on that reason, didn't even work out. Junior didn't even show up.
Okay.
So
So I got lucky.
yeah,
That's what you're saying.
you gave Pike a point, kind of. So
Okay.
honestly, we had the second, the reincarnation of Tom Brady. His brother threw almost perfect.
Yeah.
The guy, he beat us, and I'm not taking away anything from his players because his players did their jobs, but he soundly beat us.
Yep.
And it was a close game, but he made no mistakes. Was smart. Was clutch when he needed to. Typical.
Yeah. Our stops weren't really turnovers. They were all
right.
maybe a drop here and put them in a third and long or a second and long. They got behind chains. But
Right.
And you threw for the Force?
So I gave Connor the rip. Connor threw a pick right off the bat.
Okay.
Basically, a pick to the 1 yard line. So gave him 3 plays from the one.
Yep.
So
I
almost,
He's terrible.
yeah, and Connor looked at me and goes, "Please throw." I go, "Okay." So from there, with coming down 6 points,
Yep.
I threw. It was
So if I had known you were going in, even knowing Stick Talk won, I may have taken the Force to win. If I knew you were going to throw every drive except one, I probably would have taken you guys. But
And
I also don't know who you're throwing to.
I think
And that
I scored
matters.
every point.
Yeah.
You did.
So it's okay. Yeah. So that makes sense. Someone you're more comfortable with throwing to.
Well, it was kind of one. I had Isaac and Saul almost every drive,
Okay.
and then I had Danny Cruz. Not too much speed, but I had these 2 knuckleheads and Danny Cruz, and then at least I had one speed guy. So
I would rotate. I think I rotated. I think I played the entire second half, but
Right, you
I
didn't-
rotated a lot of the game.
right, he didn't play a lot of the first. But what Stick Talk did is they went a lot of man.
Yep.
And they do have good corners. They do have, but they're not Derek level.
With the lack of speed going against man is tough, especially when you only have one guy that you think can beat.
Correct. So
Because then they'll throw their best guy, whoever that is, fastest guy on Derek.
right. So to me, the smarter thing would have been for them is basically
Double me.
high-low Derek with a man and then a safety option just to watch Derek and the rest of the field.
Yep.
Have somebody split, the two twin towers over here and make them, but they didn't. They just played straight man. Maybe that was easier for them. That's fine.
Yep.
They won, so whatever they did ended up working, but it was kind of the Derek show. And,
Yep.
we ended up giving up, and it was me. I gave up a big touchdown at the end, got my whole hand on the freaking ball, but he put it perfect. The receiver played it perfect. They just, third and short, we needed to stop. We were only down like 3. With time left, I could drive down. We could win the game. I want to say 5 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that. So they run a slant slide play. Derek and I picked it up pretty well.
I don't feel like we could have played it much better.
I could have picked it up a step quicker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they had the tallest guy.
Yep.
Johnny put it perfect for him. I swear, I hit it with my whole hand. I probably made it spin faster. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But
I heard it. Those are tough catches to make too when somebody changes the rotation of the ball.
And he didn't even bobble it. He caught it clean. I was
Yeah.
like, I wonder if I just left it alone if he's catching. You know what I mean? But he caught it, and it put us down by 2 scores. So we went on it right away because if we scored quick, we have time. Unfortunately, overthrow Derek. Derek got open again.
Yep.
Overthrew him, which I was like fucking pissed. And then we drove down and scored. But it gave them to the point where
It took too much time.
Right, took too much time. They had enough time to, if they got a first, they would win.
Yep.
If we stopped them, we'd have like 30 seconds to drive down.
Okay, so it's pretty. Either way, it's not looking too great.
Right.
You had that sick touchdown,
so-
right?
Huh?
You had that sick touchdown.
That was on that drive,
That was
where
on
I,
that
like, I
drive?
drug my off foot. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, no, that was impressive.
Allegedly.
No, it was not allegedly. I saw it.
I saw it too.
But they ended up getting the first down, and they won. So props to them. They move on. It was a good game.
well played game. Yeah.
Yep.
And it honestly, yeah, you hate losing, but it was really one of the most fun games I've kind of been involved in. Like,
Yep.
it was just back and forth. It was competitive. It's
Friendly banter a little bit. Nothing too serious.
It's what you want, So, all right, moving on. We had War Dimes and KGB.
I think we all went war dimes if I remember correctly.
We did,
Okay. Yep.
and KGB
KGB
won.
pulled it off.
Yeah.
And it, honestly, from what I could see, looked pretty dominant.
What are you doing?
Go to the bathroom. Whoa.
You couldn't do it before the
Jesus
show.
Christ. I don't.
Oh, because you're definitely going to miss me, right? Cool. Did you so well? Okay.
It's just
All right,
like,
back to the show,
it's just like
please.
getting an elephant
You won't pick war
to
dimes?
move.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I
All
took KGB. I could be wrong though. I could be
No.
wrong.
I don't think anybody
so
took
you're
KGB.
certain?
Yes, because
Okay.
they had their own guy said they were going to lose by 21.
Oh, you're right.
and
You're right. Yeah, you're right. No, that's
And I'm
right.
kind of with you too there. I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
I love Burnsy, and Burnsy plays great sometimes.
Yeah.
He sometimes it's Jekyll and Hyde with him. Sometimes he's honestly one of the best fucking quarterbacks in there, and one of the worst.
Well, that's because I think sometimes he tries to do. He does what he does best. He'll do it even if the defense is covering it well.
Yeah.
Because when we played him, he kind of does his typical style of play,
Yeah.
and then he'll do it against another team that's maybe more BC level,
Yeah.
and he'll drop 40.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll go back to thinking that's just. Sometimes that's what you just do though. You do what you do best, and if it works, and it's better than trying something new if you're not good.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Well, KGB gets the win. They move on. I'm proud of those guys.
Should have picked him.
Again, low key one of my favorite teams around for a lot of reasons. Last game of the night was Pickle Dicks and Get Plucked.
I think we all went pickled.
I think we all did too. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
I got flipped off walking out.
Yeah.
Actually, well, in the middle of this game.
buddy, this was another team that was mad at us. Get Plucked. I needed to get better, and
I will say I didn't know that Adam was playing with him. That would have heavily weighed on my decision making.
it wouldn't have mine.
I
For a couple reasons.
It would have. I think Adam's one of the better defensive players in the building, and I think he's
Sure.
very good on offense as well. I think he's good enough to change a game.
Sure.
I think defensively, he can be like that A division type player, and I think offensively, I think he can also be a good player on a very Nasty Boys, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I unfortunately because we were playing didn't get caught. Couldn't catch much of this game.
Yep.
I did come over, and obviously there was winding down
It
in the
was
seconds.
like the longest game. It was 10 minutes left when we were leaving.
Right. Yeah, we
It
had
was the
to like
longest-
get ready, and then
it
we.
was a long game.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why. I don't know what slowed down that
like
field.
An injury or something. I don't know, but I didn't hear anything. So
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but I did hear some Pickle Dicks guys complaining about the refs and crying about it, and when you question the refs' integrity, it does kind of aggravate me. One of the refs out there that you're questioning is a dude that plays on your team in blitz, so it makes no sense. I can promise you right now, nobody in Nasty Nation gives two fucks about this league enough to question their integrity and ruin relationships outside this league. And especially in B division stuff, that stuff aggravates me, and I don't like when the accusations fly out, because that's not what the guys are about. That's not what I'm about.
one thing to critique them, but to say their
Right.
other stuff
Right.
is a little different.
And I as a ref have argued with guys, and I've told guys flat out, hey, that's the way I saw it. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But I'm never ever calling something based on my
Yeah.
So this was beyond complaining about a bad call, is what you're saying.
a little bit.
It sounds like it went a little further.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, to the point where I'm in the office trying to make sure that I turn my reffing sheet in so I could get paid, and I hear a guy walking, oh, there's Steve in the office, of course. This place, is fucking whatever. And that shit does kind of aggravate me. It does bother me. Because it is bullshit. And I'm literally not even talking to Jimmy about anything that has to do with the game. I just want to make sure I get paid when I ref and get yelled at by certain guys. So
As a player, I personally, everyone gets mad at the refs at some point, no matter who it is.
Unavoidable.
Yeah, certainly. But I always hate when I hear we lost because of the refs.
Sure.
Because it's like, no, you didn't. You lost because you threw 3 picks and you couldn't score.
Sure.
That's why you lost. I'm not saying that in the case in that game because I didn't see that game.
Right.
But you hear it a lot. Like, I heard it last night in one of the games.
Yeah, I know, but Jimmy says that stuff too, and it kind of makes me mad. It's like, Jimmy, players aren't supposed to play perfect.
Yeah.
That's the whole point
No,
of
it's
why
certainly-
we're
yeah.
playing. Refs are supposed to do their job. Now, can refs mess up? Sure. But if refs
You got to try to.
And can it change a game? Yeah.
It
but
can. You
One
gotta-
play doesn't
Right.
doesn't make a game.
You got
Correct.
to try to set yourself up in a spot where if where the one bad call is not going to screw you over. Can't be doing that to yourself. That'll be killer.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Kenny Richards. Go fuck yourself.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
What do you got in the comments
no,
here?
No, he knows. All right, let's move on to Wednesday finals. I'm trying to pull that up right now.
I got mine up.
You want to? Where's the first playoff? I think I got mine.
The first playoff game is Super Gremlins Aviation Nation in the semis.
No, I
That's
got
Monday. That's Monday.
Oh, you're looking at Mondays? All right, yeah, I got Wednesdays here. We got 7 o'clock Spartans and Dirty Birds. That's B2 semis. So, where does... I hate the layout of this shit sometimes.
Yeah, no, the
B2
I'm on the same screen now. We're good.
Okay, so Spartans and Dirty Birds. Winner plays We Ballin'. Let's finish that right now. Let's do our picks as well. Pike, please fucking do your picks, you fucking jabroni. Let's cross them out. Spartans and Dirty Birds. This is an interesting matchup. Now, Dirty Birds has a quarterback. His name is Timmy. Oh my God.
It takes a while to switch strings a little bit.
Now, when Timmy shows up, that team's different. Spartans. This honestly is a fucking. It's gonna be a good game.
This one was the one I had the hardest time with.
I'm going to say, so Spartans quarterback wasn't there. I'm going to say if he's definitely not there, I'm going with Dirty Birds because I just don't think they have the quarterback play to keep up with Dirty Birds.
I went Dirty Birds as well. I'm picking Timmy.
Who is the Spartans QB?
I don't know his name.
Okay, yeah.
He's good enough to. He's good. He runs around. He buys time. He throws the ball well.
Yeah, I like Dirty Birds. I like the experience. I like Timmy. I assume he's got his brother there.
Yeah, nailed it.
Yeah, I like Dirty Birds to win that game.
Yeah, I think so too, and I'm only basing it on the fact that their Spartans quarterback might not be there. Now, do we take into consideration those are a lot of big dudes, and we've been pissing people off? I mean, I might be able to take down one, maybe, There's a lot of big guys on that team.
They're not gonna catch me.
You're just gonna run away?
That's what I'm buying.
So,
It's like when you're in the woods with your friends, and you don't outrun the bear. You gotta outrun your slowest
yeah,
friend.
you know I can't outrun these guys.
Is that why we're friends?
Yes.
Makes a lot of sense now, huh?
Yeah, it does. I don't like that.
All right, so I'm going to take Dirty Birds. You're taking Dirty Birds?
I'm going.
Okay.
I'm Timmy and the boys.
Which is going to then put them up against Wee Ballin'.
I'm going Wee Ballin'.
Got to go with Wee Ballin' as well.
All right, I might take the underdog in this one. No.
You know what? I'll take Dirty Birds because they shouldn't be in B2. They played in the A before. They should win this game. I'm taking Dirty Birds.
But I honestly, to me,
I've been asking all season, and they are balling. I'm taking them
right now.
Yeah, I'll go with the upset. I'll take the Birds.
You're gonna take the Birds.
Yep.
I'll play the picks. Oh shit. I'm gonna take Wee Ballin' here. I just think they'll buy enough time to break that defense, and they'll figure it out.
Yeah, no,
It's another tough game to pick, though.
Yeah. I think those. I mean, those are gonna be good games.
B2's pretty competitive.
Yeah. All right, we're not Pickle Dicks, direct TDs. Have fun. Stop crying. Next game, Safety Patrol and Get Plucked. Winner will play at 9 o'clock at the finals. So we picked against Safety Patrol and Get Plucked, and we almost got beat up.
Yeah, I'm a little afraid to pick this game, but I did make the picks.
Don't know.
All right, well, that's not going to work.
Yeah,
We're
I know.
not
I know.
I mean, we can talk about it and move on and
Pike
hope
knows how
nobody
to sit on a
notices.
fence. I'm making a pick.
I'll make a pick.
I'm going with Get Plucked.
Get Plucked, okay.
Damn, I was thinking Safety Patrol. Okay.
I know I disrespected those guys in green.
Well, hold on. Let me. I've gotten some information, so I got to disclose it.
Yeah, this can
Okay.
change everything.
Are you waiting for something? Or? Okay, so Safety Patrol's not going to have Anthony Martinez or Alex Martinez.
Is he the corner?
He's the one who played with Adam in the draft.
Okay.
But Get Plucked is facing a plethora of injuries. Big
So
names.
I don't think
Who's on the list?
I'm saying Safety Patrol.
Adam, Gavin.
Gavin's fine. He's hurt, but
He's not
playing,
fine.
Is what
I
I mean.
looked at
He's
that
hurt,
knee.
but
He's not
playing.
fine. It's bigger than
What I'm
Isaac's
saying
head.
is he's
That's a
hurt,
problem.
but he's playing through it.
He played,
I
but he
don't want
sucked.
him to because he is on our team next session.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Oh,
Yeah,
great. Here we
fucking
go.
loading up his team.
Dude,
He's so
I
afraid.
am not
For Mondays?
Yeah, what a loser.
I would play on Wednesdays if I wasn't in the men's softball league. I would, and actually, you know what?
Men's softball.
You
What
do
an
a podcast
oxymoron.
about
Yo, here we
flag
go.
football, but
Fuck
you're
the men's softball league. I would do it if we didn't have 5 players that play both flag and softball. That because I would skip the game, but I can't skip
Sure.
it with 5 guys.
All right, make your pick. We're talking too much.
that makes it hard.
I'm taking.
Can we bring in one of those injured players and ask him if he's playing?
No, nobody's in the house.
Oh,
They all went out.
Get plucked. I don't want to do it, but I'm doing
Safety
it.
Patrol.
They got David.
You're
they got
not
Adam,
picking.
Gavin. I'm taking get plucked.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
All right, I'm honestly I'm going to take Safety Patrol. I'm gonna get on the Get Plucked still needs to get better train.
now that this information has come, even though they're missing a guy, I'm changing up. I'm going with the guys in green.
All right, I'm
You can't
taking
potentially have your 2 best players hurt and win a game.
Well, the Safety Patrol's best guy is out, so we know that, and one of their starters on defense is out. So that I think Get Plucked might be hurt, but Gavin's playing. And I still think him playing, he's still a game changer, even though he's limping after every play. He doesn't seem to limp during the play, but it seems to not really affect him too much when he's playing.
Dude,
What?
you're in trouble.
Why? What did I do?
But we're gonna be fine though, right?
We haven't been recording, have we?
No, the SD card stopped because it's full. Because this guy doesn't do his fucking job. We're back to the producer show. You see what I'm talking about? God dang, you guys. All right, so we all made our picks.
Yep.
Yep.
All right,
I'm going with those guys in green.
all right. The next 8 o'clock game is also a playoff game. We got the North versus Natty D's. Do I even ask you who you're picking?
Nope.
Okay.
repeat of last championship we're about to see.
This is the semis.
Right.
No, but I'm just exactly.
Yeah. So he's saying Natty D's are going to win and play us in the finals.
Okay.
Shockingly.
Yeah, I'm going Natty D's here.
You're going Natty D's as well.
No, their defense is playing too well.
We
right now.
can trash on Mondays a lot, and I think some of it's justified. But Wednesdays is a two-man show too. It's you and Natty D's every session.
Okay, so put
It's you guys
us
and Natty D's
put us in
every
Natty D's
session.
on Monday, and it's still a two-team
I
show.
have a relevant comment to that.
What?
Mike Bryson says a lot of Wednesday talk, even though Mondays are the better weekday.
Tell Mike Bryson
You're
to zip
cooked,
it.
kid.
I've been
Are you
saying-
kidding? Who are you?
You can say whatever you want. We put Leapers,
No,
the Gumbies, or the North in Mondays.
They're winning.
And
Gumby's
Okay.
is lower. Gumby's would be A, but they'd be above Young Ones and LBP.
Okay, so think
count?
about this. Think about this. Put us and Natty D's on Mondays, and one of the that's
It's
still the
still a
finals
two-
matchup.
two-man team.
It's still a two-man show.
So this LBP Nasty Boys thing's a little ridiculous because you guys share a bunch of players.
all right, we're not talking
So
about
it's
that
like-
right now.
No, I know,
we're
but what I'm
talking.
saying is Gumbies and Leapers do the same thing. Two teams. So Randy says he was joking, but he's a little bit right. You got two teams, Gumbies and Leapers. They can't meet in the championship. If they do, it's stupid, and no one's gonna watch that because that's dumb. You know what I mean?
I'd watch just.
I'd
But
wa-
we
I'd
know
watch it
Gumbies
too.
is not getting there. Gumbies is.
I feel like that would get awkwardly personal.
They don't even have enough. I don't even know if they have enough guys to run it. They'd have to grab a bunch of other people.
Gumby's runs deep, but the Leapers would all have
Yeah.
to play with Leapers.
Yeah. What I was saying was obviously Wednesdays is deeper talent wise. I think one seed 1 to 6 in Wednesdays is, and even some of those B teams are pretty good, especially Safety Patrol when healthy. But the point is, it's been a Nasty Boys, Natty D's for the last however many sessions.
It was Brady Manning for
it'd be-
however many years in
it'd
the
be nice
AFC.
If, one of these other teams like Leapers can do something about it.
Well,
You could always try to bring your team over and try to do something
I
about it.
would.
right. Why don't you put your money where your mouth is?
I am never playing men's
Throwing-
softball ever again.
throwing
Patrick, if you're
stones.
watching, we know that you are. This will be the last time I ever play anything with you other than flag.
I'll take your spot.
Shut
Sounds
up,
good.
Isaac.
See you.
Actually, yes, please give me your spot. Give him the spot. Get him off divorce. All right, moving on. We got Zoom versus the winner of the 7:00 Field 3 game, which would have been Safety Patrol and Get Plucked. So I kind of maybe did it out of order, but why Jimmy did the times the way he did is pissing me off.
Yeah.
But be it as it may, Get Plucked, Safety Patrol. So whoever you pick to win that game, now you're picking them against Zoom.
I'm going Safety Patrol.
Right. Yeah, me too. I don't think Zoom matches up great against either one of these teams.
I don't either, and especially with Connor's going to be with us. We would assume.
Oh, he will be.
Yeah, I'll take
Otherwise, we're taking his fucking door off.
Yeah, he would lose his fucking door.
plucked.
I'll go through.
Yeah, okay, so we all agree Zoom will lose that one. I mean, and I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I
think
really
No,
don't.
I think it'd be, yeah.
No.
I think it's gonna be a close game. I just
don't see it.
right. So moving on to Stick Talk KGB semis 9:00. Winner plays Wally Mart at 10.
I'm going Stick Talk.
Yeah.
I think a little Cheshire is going to play well again.
Who's throwing for KGB right now?
Good question.
A plethora of dudes. They just like rotated, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if they have a set guy. I think it's whoever's got the hot hand. You got 3 quarterbacks. You got none.
I'm going Stick Talk,
Yeah, I'm gonna go Stick Talk as well.
and then I'm going Wally Mart.
I'll take
Oh,
Stick Talk.
see,
to
I'm
beat
going.
'em.
I'm going Stick Talk over Wally Mart.
I agree.
I got a hot take. Junior shows up, blows
So
it.
that's
No, I'm going Stick Talk to go all the way.
Yep. I agree.
I felt like
And that's not a bad pick. The thing with Wally Mart, I just think they match up better against Stick Talk. You have two of the fastest human beings in that building on that team. If they can just put it together, it's a very difficult matchup. Is my opinion. Now I think Stick Talk's more sound. I think they're more of a bend don't break team with Johnny there. Sometimes not having Junior there helps because his attitude can get bad sometimes. But in Bedford, I feel he's been very good, and I think that's helped the team.
I think the thing that's helped or that's hurt him more than his attitude lately is strictly they get down and he's trying to make it up in one play. That's always been his thing.
Right. And we told him that when they played us too.
Yeah.
You know. So that gets rid of the 10 o'clock. Now we have the finals. A division Wednesday would be Nasty Boys versus whoever we picked.
I'm just gonna say it, Nasty Boys.
You're such a
God,
liar.
swear to God.
Nobody's
I swear to
buying
God.
that.
So last week,
I just saw you text Johnny right now.
no.
But
Hey,
please,
hey, bro, don't take this personal.
I'm lying.
So
I'm going to get beat up if I don't say that.
Get my futures
I was
contract
talking
ready.
to that would be nice, but I'm talking to a reliable source. John has been not good from what I've heard. Johnny has been filtering in at QB. I heard he was filtering in at QB against Leapers. I don't know if that will work against a Nasty Boys defense. I don't think it will. I don't think offensively they'll be able to score enough points, which might only be 3 touchdowns to beat you guys. I think it'll be similar to last championship. I think it'll end somewhat in the same way. I think it'll be
One score game,
One-score
somebody's
game.
driving to end the game one way or another.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking.
And, that's been the same way the past 4 times we played.
no,
that.
Could easily be 0-4.
So
So
exactly.
it's a right.
so
Could be
even
0
with
4.
him- even with him
that's
being
a safe bet based on the
even
4
with
games.
him being
Well, Alex DeCiccio, whatever the fuck your name is. Amore is still throwing with a torn rotator cuff.
so yeah,
Sounds healthy.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Is he throwing left-handed?
I don't know if how that works. Is that are we certain? Has he been medically diagnosed with
Who?
a torn
I
rotator cuff?
don't want to talk about it. He's 10 minutes late to this fucking thing. We've moved on. This is Isaac. Jesus.
He just sounded out all the words.
Yeah.
That can't be.
It's time stamped. It was 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
There's no
okay.
timestamp.
Come on, that's impossible.
All right. So you are, in fact,
I am
on
picking
record.
Nasty Boys.
He's
Watch,
picking
now they're
Nasty
gonna
Boys.
win. Now Natty D's is gonna win. Watch. Now that I'm picking you guys, so I might be onto something here.
You're not on it.
I might be onto something here.
You're about to be off of something in a minute.
The show.
Yeah.
I'll counter that. Well, I'll take Natty D's beating
There
us.
you
How
go.
about that?
All right.
Throws the game.
I
mean, I-
don't feel like you and I have to make our picks.
We got to obviously go with the hometown people.
Yep. What time is that game? 10?
9.
9.
Dude, actually, I'm not doing it now. I'm not gonna do it. Jimmy asked me to ref a championship game at 9. He
No
said,
chance. No chance I'm allowing that to happen.
No fucking chance.
I know we don't question integrity, but I'm questioning it.
I was thinking about doing it, but now I'm definitely not gonna do it because I am.
Oh, man.
So you guys might get screwed anyway because you might get a new ref who knows nothing.
We got
know.
fucking Billy and Snow last week, who Snow
Dude, who-
knows things, or maybe actually he's been standing there for years. And then Billy had I wouldn't say he had a bad first week in there, but he wasn't.
He kind of let the boys play.
Yo,
Yeah, which
And he did make the funniest line of them all. He goes, I just watched Natty D's and Leapers play, and I let every holding go. He goes, I'm going to continue it.
Allegedly.
He goes, I didn't call
which I don't look forward to, frankly.
Yeah, and Jimmy is having a tough time finding refs, and I'm not really sure why. I know a lot of the good patched refs are really busy during this time of the year.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't seen Mark there in a little bit.
I haven't seen Mark. I don't think I've seen Josh.
Kevin and Roland, I believe, are out.
No, Kevin and Roland.
Okay,
are
They've been gone
That's
for a while.
confirmed?
They've been gone
Got
for
it.
a while.
Josh and Patch are the 2 ones that are really busy right now and can't
Yeah, and I
can't commit.
And frankly, they're 2 of my favorite refs.
No, Patch
Oh, absolutely.
and Josh
My 2
are the
favorite,
top
actually,
2 to me. I made a ref list. We should go over that one time.
Yeah, maybe.
Josh and Patch, I believe I had 1 and 2.
Sure.
As far as I'm concerned. Shout out to them.
But Mark hasn't been there for a while, and I'm not
He's
honestly
improved as well. Yeah.
not 100% sure why he's not there. But it's been tough. Even Monday night, we'll get into that. The reffing pairs for the championship games were a little tough, but all right. Well, what's the score update there, Ben?
It's 11, 10, 10, 3.
Isaac has no points.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he does. He's got 3 points.
Get rid of Isaac's points. This is the as a producer, you're supposed to listen. Jesus. Guy's freelancing over here. He thinks he's hilarious.
Executive producer, which means I make executive decisions.
No, you have no executive
No decision-making power
Right.
whatsoever.
He's at my party the other day conspiring with some guys how to embarrass me on the show. I don't think you understand. I will gladly go back to the shit show we have.
We want to talk about asterisks.
For both of us,
The
don't
trivia.
do that.
Let's talk
I'm
about.
so happy they don't get
While
yelled
we're
at.
on the subject of the
Text
party,
messages.
there's an asterisk by that trivia W. by something about something tonight, something. Tonight's the night. There's an asterisk there.
What about it?
I brought a team back from last place to get second place.
Fuck yeah, you did.
There's an asterisk there.
All right, we'll talk about that another day.
No,
Let's.
I'm just throwing it out there.
No, but
I'm feeding it.
Don't you worry.
We do have a pick from the comments.
Okay.
Megan says, I've made my picks. Whiskey, blue curacao, an orange slice, and maybe a lime.
Who?
Megan.
Oh, that's You guys wouldn't know because you guys never go out. That's our bartender from Fridays. We gotta give her a shout out. What did you just hit? Who?
We're not going to Fridays.
Oh. Yeah, no, thanks for listening. Shout out to Megan. She's a bartender at Fridays. She is the best. She actually made a drink after us. So if you ever go in there and Megan's bartending, ask for a Nasty Nation. You'll love it. One of the best drinks I've ever had. Shout out Megan. All right, on to Mondays. She did say she was going to listen this week. I told her she was lying, so I look like a jerk.
Big surprise.
Yeah, whatever. On to Mondays. You got those pictures queued up. So we got some championship photos to go over. I'll let you know when. All right, we had Super Gremlins versus Aviation Nation. I picked Aviation Nation.
I did as well.
I'm trying to find.
Actually, you know what? I saw that Gremlins team. That team's good.
I
kind of wish I didn't.
I
pick
picked
against them,
Aviation
but-
Nation as well.
I did,
Yep.
yeah.
So we all did not get a point there. Don't load it. Don't load it up yet.
Did we hear the points? I missed it over you yelling about Isaac having points.
Oh, 11 to 10 to 10. So you guys closed the gap on Wednesday. I did not do good on Wednesday.
Okay.
So we all didn't win that one, and then we took
Did you get that one?
none of us. So then we had Slackers versus whoever you picked there. So if we obviously none of us picked Super Gremlins, none of us had them. So I had Slackers beating Aviation Nation.
Same.
I'm a big Slackers fan. Unfortunately, Super Gremlins came fully loaded with their full squad. And, they have a good mix of some A players, some new players, and a quarterback who can manage that team. I believe both games were good. Super Gremlins and Aviation Nation was a good game. And I believe you could throw up the Super Gremlins championship photo. As much as it pains me, there they are. Bunch of faces only a mother could love. I would have them on the podcast, but they're more faces for radio. That's the Super Trolls, the Super Gremlins, and the score does say 20-13. So if that was the final score, which I no, someone wants to comment that it's a different score. Obviously a close game, one score game. Defenses prevailed, and Super Gremlins gets their first B1, which I will give them credit. They posted the photo saying B1.
Yeah.
Which I can't stand when people post fucking photos and don't say what title you just won.
Fair.
Are you hitting something? God, I gotta get this board away from me because it distracts me every time.
I have to anticipate. because
I know. I'm sorry. All right.
Don't question the producer.
Fuck off. So, congrats, Super Gremlins. You proved us all wrong. Put Isaac back to 0. Or I'm gonna fucking toss you out the club right now. Jesus.
Club?
So they won B1, you said?
That was B1,
So-
I believe. Yep.
Does this
B1
now
on Mondays.
mean time to go up to the A's?
On Mondays?
You gotta kind of earn
Yeah.
it.
They're gonna want to, but I have a sneaky suspicion they don't have their quarterback next season.
Oh,
I believe I got some insight.
He's underrated. Got a big arm.
Steve Schefter over here.
Who's underrating him?
Well, no, I just feel like no one ever talks
Pike's,
about
we've
it.
already gone over the fact that
talked
Pike does not
about it.
underrated
We
memes.
We called him Prison Mike. We said he has a cannon.
Okay, well, sometimes if you say Prison Mike, I don't know who you're talking about.
We say he's a totally different person when he puts
does
the
have a
The
headband
only guy
on.
wearing the fucking bandana.
You were
No,
there
he
the
can
whole time
sling
we
it.
talked
He
about
can
it.
Sling it. He's a good player,
Damn, I have to listen.
and they should thank him for playing because I don't know how good they'll be if he doesn't play next session.
That's true.
Whoa,
He's going back inside to deal with the Dementors.
Who would? Do you know who would throw for them if he doesn't?
I have no
idea.
clue right now.
Is it inside, external?
I have no clue, honestly.
Got it.
So, if they had the same team coming back, yeah, put them in the A's.
Yep.
Get them up there.
I mean, they might be next session anyway. I don't know. If you guys aren't in, there's one team gone, LBP and Young Ones, I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah, we know. We know you're stacking. We'll get to that.
Dude,
All right. You're recruiting heavy. We get it.
we'll play you when you win Wednesday next session, and we win Mondays.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say. All right. So, congrats. Moving on. Now we had Hornets and Balls Deep. I picked Balls Deep.
I chose Hornets.
I think I chose Balls Deep.
I got balls deep.
So clean sweep for all of us. That's not Balls Deep. Do you have them up there? Yeah. Stop cycling through pictures. Does everybody see this? Or is that just you?
Yeah, no, it's
Okay. Yeah, I did not get a Balls Deep photo. I don't believe they posted one.
Oh, it's not that.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I don't have a Balls Deep photo. They did win the B2-1. Kind of close game a little bit. Wasn't too far off. I would have picked, and I love the Hornets. I'm a big Hornets fan. I would have picked Balls Deep to win almost by a landslide. I think they ended up pulling up a couple scores. And then they had ball again, and just kind of, game over.
Yep.
So congrats to them winning the B2s. All right, we had Raw Dogs and Short Kings for the C Division. Huh?
Who got points on that one? The Raw Dogs.
No, none of us got points on the other one.
Okay. No, but okay.
Get fucking Isaac's parentheses out of there. What do you... Leave it alone!
He's on 0.
Oh, my God.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, Raw Dogs, Short Kings. I took Raw Dogs.
I picked with my heart and went with the Short Kings,
Short
fellow
Kings.
Short
Raw
King.
Dogs as well.
I picked for Derek Short King.
All right, give Pike and me a point.
I am at a disadvantage. I don't even know who are on these teams
Yep.
on Mondays.
Some of them,
You don't say. I don't believe you've ever said that on the show.
You could put a fake name in here, and I'd still probably pick it.
I mean, Short Kings came out. They tried. It's unfortunately no match for Raw Dogs. The CJ Timmy connection was just too deadly on that field. What?
Do a comment. Mike Bryson says Super Gremlins will have 3 to 4 new players. External QB coming on board.
All right, so
You heard it here first on Tambo time.
Yeah, Mike Bryson does a great job of recruiting. So he's grabbing guys left and right. Evidently, they're picking an external quarterback.
The new Nick Saban of
One might say.
Bedford.
He's all over it. So, all right.
Dana says Raw Dogs did not belong in C.
I give them credit too. I saw their photo. They did put C division, but I agree that that's not a C division roster.
Yeah, throw up their roster. I kind of agree too. Not in Mondays. I do believe they had a bad season. Yeah, it's kind of tough. I mean, you did have CJ. Is Lenny in there?
Got Timmy's brother Jason.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's mostly the family members. But they did win 40 to nothing.
It's like Diet Dirty Birds.
40 to nothing. So.
Yeah.
Tough draw.
So
that's what opening up a can of whoop ass feels like.
A little bit, unfortunately. So Dana, you are right, and I the only thing I can say is Jimmy's done a great job trying to minimize that as much as possible. Without really digging deep into the rosters and the teams, I wouldn't know who he would have subbed them out with. So could have just been a lot of good B talent, and then just Raw Dogs were the odd team out and just had to play in the C's to make it even. So props to the Short Kings for coming out and doing their best. What?
So Dana says Hornets should have been in C, and then Mike says Raw Dogs deserve B2. They had awful scheduling.
And J.C. Burke says Timmy doesn't play for Raw Dogs.
Yeah, we know.
you said the CJ Timmy. I think you're probably thinking Jason.
I agree with. I
right,
figured that's what he meant.
CJ, my bad. Yeah, Jason, not you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Nobody else here on the show can correct me.
Well, I figured that's what you meant.
Oh, good thing. Good thing you figured. So that helps the listeners.
I didn't know the roster.
I don't even know what we're talking
So it's kind of like, so we're saying that, well, you're saying that it's kind of like an unwritten rule to when you win, you say where you play.
It's not an unwritten rule. It just pisses me off.
So does this apply on the world stage as well? Because I saw a lot of world champions with no division posted to it.
That's tough. But
Because I think winning at the world stage, regardless of the division, is
I didn't post the division.
I didn't post world champs.
No, I know. I've seen it before. I'm not saying with just you guys,
Right.
but I've seen that before. I'm always looking like, how is there 100 world champions? You know what I mean? Like, because when you hear world champions, you think, all right, who won?
Right.
Who's the one team? You know what I mean? But I
Right.
think winning at any level on the world is impressive. But I just thought of
I think
that.
it's a different ball game.
No, 100 guaranteed, no doubt.
It's tough to break down. I mean, I'm very vocal about what divisions I'm in, anyways. You know, if
Yeah.
somebody asks me, I'm gonna exactly tell them. I'm not gonna play that weirdo thing. Oh, I don't really know, man. Yeah, I just show up and play. You know, no, I tell you exactly what division we're in.
Yeah.
But in Bedford, it's always pissed me off.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're winning that top level, stop acting like you are.
Yeah. I agree.
But hey, I'll give Monday the edge over Bedford Wednesdays. Those guys have it together with posting what division they won. So props to you guys. Hats off. Congrats to Raw Dogs. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the Hornets should have dropped because the Hornets made the finals in B2. So, maybe it would have been a better matchup. And what?
Today it says that the Hornets lost to the only two teams that didn't have a win.
The Hornets lost to the only two teams or beat the only two teams that had.
I was that logic doesn't add up.
Yeah.
They didn't have any wins, but
maybe
they
he's
beat the
saying they
Hornets.
lost.
They beat the only
Okay.
They beat the two teams that never won a game.
The Hornets did?
Yeah.
But they still somehow made it to the finals. So they still had to win in the first round. But yeah, that might have been the better move. I quite frankly think Raw Dogs and Balls Deep would have been a better finals, and Hornets and Short Kings would have been a better finals there. So, he might be right there. Jimmy in his defense does his best, and he's always open to suggestions, but he
can't watch every game.
Right.
No, certainly.
I thought he did a great job this season, and yes, there's to quote Charlie Day, you put a microscope over any plane, you're gonna find holes in it. But he did a great job, I thought. So that is our. Actually, no, we're gonna recap game one, or A division game. I'm sorry, I was moving on too quickly. We had Nasty Goats over LBP. You got it? No, not that one. Yeah, that one. A little bit of controversy in this game.
I think the score was closer than it actually was. As weird as that sounds, because they had a chance to win at the end. I think personally, from just watching, that you never thought that you could lose. That the way you played up 25-6 made it seem like you weren't scared, like you didn't think that they could have scored up to 26 points. Because up to that point, their only one touchdown was on I don't know what happened. Someone didn't blitz. Adam's trying to cover for 7 seconds. He couldn't do it. So that was their only touchdown up to that point. So the way you guys played, that entire game just made it seem like, to me, you were never really concerned about losing. I could be wrong from just watching.
That's false.
Okay.
Did we all pick Nasty Goats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
You
So
guys
we all get a point.
I think you guys, talent-wise, were on another level, too. Top to bottom.
We had a couple guys not show up, which hurt
Yep.
us.
Yep.
Connor plays for both teams, decided not to rush, which, to me, hurt us more than them.
Oh,
Because it's either Danny Cruz, me, or Billy rushing.
Hey.
And none of us are rushers.
you had that knockdown.
That was so weird.
Well, hey.
I wish that was on video.
Yeah.
I missed the flag. The guy running around, and I gotta credit the defense. Defense at least covered. He didn't throw.
That was they had a first down from that spot, that I believe, right?
Right.
And they had 3 plays. And
They got the questionable impede on second down, which Jay was furious about.
That made him come out to say that he didn't think the game was being called fair.
And I tend to agree with him along the lines of if Snow called the impede the next drive that we should have got, I would have disagreed with him. I'm going to agree with him a little bit because he should have got that call.
Wait,
But, that conversation can end as soon as you bring up Snow. He's terrible.
So Snow was Rob or Jared?
It
'Cause those are the two refs.
it was Snow and Jared, and then Rob and the young kid were on the other field doing the other championship game.
Okay. So I didn't.
Yeah. Snow had the quarterback.
Okay.
And we have that rollout rule, which is okay.
No,
Josh-
I said to my dad, I was literally looked at him. I said, Dad, if that happened to Steve-O, they would have had that fucking call changed.
No, it wouldn't have been changed. I can
I
promise
bet it
that.
would've.
But if the thing is, personally, as the rush, I
Yep.
thought the contact happened before Jay really started moving.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that's where what we were saying when we played you with Austin blitzing from the corner.
Yeah.
We thought before it was pretty close. It's pretty ticky tacky. So at that
Sure.
point, whatever's called, you kind of have to let go. But
yeah, consistency is the biggest thing with that because it is a weird thing, and refs
Yeah.
do call it different. The only thing I would give, and I believe Jay. Jay believes he took off before it happened.
Yeah.
I believe it happened before
Yeah.
it took off. I don't think either one are lying. I think we
Yeah.
just believe it that
yeah,
way.
yeah.
Unfortunately, it didn't go his way, and then the next drive we should have had an impeding.
Yep.
And we should have had an impeding called on us, and they didn't get it. That's why Jay really was aggravated
Yep.
with at that point in time.
So if they had scored on that drive, just if they scored, how much time would you have had?
a minute and a half.
So you would,
I think,
you would have won.
could have.
You wouldn't have lost that game, no matter what.
I mean, you look. So I'm almost driving the same way I am there because I have to get a first.
Yep.
Adam comes out. I don't even know if my plays are going to be different. On the second down, Adam comes out and drops that ball, which
Yeah, that was a big one.
which
I
hurt
saw
us.
that one.
And then I overthrew Adam and underthrew the other. Whoever
yeah.
I was trying to pick, either way, wasn't a good throw, and it turned a ball over, which gave them the chance. So
Yep.
I don't know if we score if they score there. I really, I
just
really
think
don't.
I think when you were up 25-6, you might have kind of got the mindset, even without knowing it, that the game was almost over. I think you were pushing it downfield a little bit more than you had to, just from watching. I thought you could have just picked apart the zone.
So they didn't play zone the second. They played
yeah,
man.
Yeah, I
So-
thought you had the guys to beat them, even just man to man. I thought you guys had the. It's obviously. It's tough though when they're changing up. It's not as easy. It's easy for me watching to be like, oh, you could have done this, should have done that, but
No, and you're probably right, but they did play more man the second half than anything.
Yeah.
And as far as the lead goes, at that point in time, I'm not really worried about it because I feel comfortable with our defense not giving up the points.
Yeah.
Then I throw that bad pick six, which was basically full field.
Yeah.
So giving them points didn't help.
no. So I thought that game went about as good as it could have for LBP and about as bad as it could have for you guys, and you still won. So I think between those two teams, even though you guys share players, there's a big gap. And I don't know if it starts with the QB. I don't know if it's the players. I don't really know where it starts. But they had the broken play touchdown on literally the first play of the game, 6-0. Then the pick six. So that's 12 points. They were essentially gifted. They essentially earned them because they got the pick six. It's not
Sure.
the broken play that will never happen with you guys, probably ever again. You know what I mean? So they really those 12 points were kind of gifted in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But the pick six, I can't just say that was gifted because he made a nice play and he ran it back. But
It was kind of odd because I feel like our offense at that point in time was dragging feet a little bit for whatever reason. Exhaustion. Offense isn't clicking like it should.
I think it might have been that you guys just really had no thought of actually losing. So it's more of a little bit of a... Because I've done that before. Where I played a team and I'm like, all right, we're not going to lose these guys. And all of a sudden, Young Ones was an example. When we played with Bad Batch, we played them and it was... I'm just thinking the whole time, I throw a pick on the first drive, fourth drive, another pick, and then I'm saying, all right, well... We're not going to lose. I'm not worried. All of a sudden, you look up. There's 3 minutes left. You're down by 5.
Right.
We ended up winning, luckily, but sometimes that mindset can get you. You know what I mean?
Yep. Absolutely. It didn't affect me that much because I have a lot of respect for LBP and the players and what they're capable of doing. Josh is becoming next level player, very good. There was a couple flag pulls he had on Deuce. That Deuce was very impressed. Gave him some props. Gavin Hurt still played well. Jay played very manageable. I feel. Oh, here comes Jay Townsend fucking texting me already.
Oh yeah.
He's mad. Well, what'd he say?
Well, first Quinn says, "Tell Steve I'm the best in the league."
Well, yeah, for sure. That's unanimous vote, right?
Obviously.
Who's Quinn?
Yeah, I knew he was gonna say.
No, I think I actually know who that kid is, but I'm going to disagree.
Quinn, sit down and shut up for a minute. You'll get your time.
Well,
all right, Ben, thanks.
you
So-
better off looking at your text.
Yeah, fuck him.
You should read this. This is relevant and important.
Listen, I
We
love.
got to get some food up in here if it's going to be much longer. I'm hungry.
Time to end the show.
I'm hungry.
Told y'all. Oh, No, you don't want me to read that. All right, so, I mean, listen, it was a good game. To me, it was a fun game. And if they beat us, I'm not mad at them. I think they deserve it.
I think they have. I don't know if Yogi's rostered with them.
Yeah, he
but
was.
if they have him and Kenny, I mean, I don't really, because you guys share so many players. Like Adam, like I don't know. You guys share so many guys. I don't want to grade them off that. If say they were playing us, they would have had Adam.
Sure.
I mean, maybe Kenny, Connor. I mean, all these guys that are out.
Yeah.
So it's like it's tough to say. Like for Jay, that's tough because he's missing all these guys. But I don't know if we can really count Yogi as out because he's just been missing the last 3-4 weeks.
Well, LVP is going to be full roster next season. Nasty Goats aren't in, so you'll get the matchup you want. So you'll see it.
Sure.
But props to them. Yeah, it was a little bit of everything: fun, drama, bullshit calls, amazing plays, all over the board. Good game. Nasty Nation gets another one. All right. Well, Isaac, you want to get into any emails before we get into the next segment? And Derek, do you need to go or?
I'm just hungry. I was just voicing that. That's all.
I mean,
Any of our sponsors want to send over some free food?
Domino's gets quick if you want to order some.
I might order some when I get home. Actually,
Eat a tacky bar.
Oh, we got Franklin Morals.
that's one of the only things that you're not supposed to do with Tacky Bar. It does just about everything else. I don't think you're supposed to eat it.
That's our only sponsor so far. So.
He uses a soap. Did any politics come into play when picking the refs for the draft tournament? Sources are talking.
Who said that?
Frankie
Frankie.
Shut up,
Frankie. Who? Which one?
Morales, whatever the fuck.
Oh, okay.
Frankie Morris.
We're gonna come. We're gonna come into the tournament recap right now, so we'll get into that. Anything else? Anything else interesting?
Yeah, one from Tambo. It reminds me. Isaac sucks.
Yeah, you don't have to read my emails to you.
Sent from my iPhone.
That's an automated. I don't say that myself.
I know, but
Okay.
you change your
Well, do I have to delete it?
No, just change it.
Well, how do you know where it comes from?
Do I care what kind of phone you
All right,
have?
next email.
That's
Yes.
all we have.
Yeah, I'm not broke. It's definitely not an iPhone.
Yeah.
What was Connor's email?
Oh, Connors. Are you going to schedule the refs against the winning tourney team?
Oh, we'll talk about that. Probably not. So, all right, we're gonna move on from Isaac in the emails. Great job, Isaac, as always. All right, let's get into the tournament. Pike, you were there.
I was there.
How'd you think it was? How'd you think it was ran?
It was good. I thought everything went good. I liked the way the bracket was. I liked the double elimination playoffs. I thought that was good. I thought the reffing overall was good. I know some people might disagree, but I thought overall, total
What some people would disagree about the reffing?
junior.
So that's just
Okay,
some people.
Pretty much.
No matter
I
you could
don't-
bring in NFL refs and he's going to be pissed.
Okay, I don't know what he was complaining about, but
Well,
I don't know if it was just him or if his whole team necessarily believed it, or really what was going on there. I just heard it while I was playing. I don't remember when I was playing at the time, but I remember it was wild.
I mean, you got a dickhead of the week, or can I use it?
It's yours.
All right, Junior's my dickhead of the week. Only solely calling out the integrity of the tournament. I honestly do put a lot of thought and care into the tournament, and quite frankly, I feel we do better with the player refs there. Now, that's not to take away from the patch refs who have refed our tournaments. I thought the patch refs who refed those tournaments, Pike might disagree. I thought they did a great job refing. The foot fumble, the foot catch.
Yeah, Jesus. The fucking back judge making that call. What the fuck?
What?
No, it was a great game. I'm not in no fault to the refs. I just thought it was odd that the back judge made that call.
It was the back judge and the other one.
I heard Jason.
It was both. It was Jason and
Rob's
and,
all make. Was it
no,
Rob?
Rob called it down.
Okay, yeah, Rob making his call, backing it up. Jason, nope, wait, hold up. Steve-O gave me $20.
Yeah.
Nah,
Junior just got dick out of the week for questioning my integrity. Now, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now. You believe me whether you want to or not. The goal of these tournaments are to expand and have fun. I want to make sure they're well run, That means more to me than anything. Nobody questions when I lose in these tournaments. They only question when I win,
Classic.
which is kind of annoying. I didn't like the accusation, but he did proceed to say, yes, the reffing has been good this tournament. It's better than the other refs who are normally there, and proceeded to tell me, great run tournament. So I don't know if it was a shtick thing, but it did bother me to a point. So I'm going to give Junior Dickhead of the Week for that. But I do put a lot of effort. I want these tournaments as fair as possible. And I grill these refs a lot. And again, back to the integrity of these refs, they're not going to sit here and try to blow any type of tournament or any of this stuff. So we can stroke our own egos. We really don't care. The only person that really cares is Pike, because he's trying to beat me all the time.
Dude, here we go.
One day, buddy, one day.
And that's a fun rivalry, but him and I, neither one of us really cares past football.
Yep.
No one's losing sleep except Pike over. But honestly, it's the goal of these tournaments, and I do take everybody's suggestions into considerations when people suggest things. I really do. And we'll get into it. I love these plaque awards. They're not cheap, but they're not expensive. But I do think they're very nice. And we did it. I stole the idea from Eugene when he did the North tournament. So shout out to them for that. But I did best quarterback, best defensive player, best offensive player. But last tournament, we kind of waited till the end to do it, and we really just based it on the championship game. Which then I got a lot of feedback of people saying you probably should have did it for the round robin. And I was like, actually, that's not a bad idea. So what we did this time was we got awards for each field, and we gave them out, during the round robin. I think that worked a lot better. We can start. While we're on the awards, why don't we load up that picture? This is a picture from Field 1. And trust me, if there was any type of conspiracy, Junior would not be walking out of there with any type of QB award. But the Dream Killers clean swept all 3 awards on Field 1. I believe Nuge with the offensive player and Thomas White with the defensive player.
So just a quick, you left up the award giving to the refs, correct?
Yeah, I thought that was the only.
I like that.
I couldn't do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Junior'd be one award light if Steve did it.
For true. But as general consensus, Field 1's refs did the best with the awards. A lot of questioning. A lot of you're pissed off about yours, and we'll get into that. But no, great job to those guys. They had a killer round robin. They played great, and they deserved all those awards. I think who's reffing? Smooth was reffing that field, and who else?
Connor, right? Was it Connor?
Connor, yeah. So props to those guys. They did a great job. And I think those plaques look nice. They're a little sleek with the color and the white backgrounds.
Yep.
But let's start getting into the green ones. Those are all right. So. Now we got the 2 ugliest kids of all time.
Here we go. I can't see the screen, but I already know who you're talking about.
We got Tyler Pike and Justin Pike, and not surprising.
Wait. Now, audience, for who's listening, take a guess of which awards both of us won without actually looking, even though you already saw.
Right.
Actually, right now, the audience is watching, saying, this is wild, something must have happened, a mistake must have been made.
So, yes, like I was going to say, if you were picking Pike to get an award on the middle field, obviously quarterback of that field would be the award you would go with. That the money line would be.
Sure. If you want to get a little wild, maybe you can say offensive. If you wanted to give the QB award to someone else,
sure,
that's where you can go with that. Now, I won defensive player of field 2. Wild.
Was there a bunch of
who
was playing on field 2?
There was about
we got
probably
what?
Alex DeSigo said no White had offense. Dude was cooking everyone. I think almost had 10 yards in the round robin alone.
Who?
10 yards is crazy.
Yeah.
Did he say dude in the white hat?
He said no White had offense. Dude
I also thought the Nuge won
everyone.
Defensive Player of the Year because I was surprised by seeing it earlier, but I was zooming in on my phone, so I couldn't really tell. when I
Oh,
saw it.
maybe I screwed those up.
I think Nuge got,
Okay.
but I couldn't really tell.
If the comment is not eligible, don't bring it to the table.
I didn't know.
These ones
Thomas
are-
White had offensive player.
Okay, so Thomas White had
are you
offensive.
sure?
Nuge
I
had
thought-
defensive. I thought so too, but
That's another one I wouldn't have picked out.
the fan what?
That I would have figured Nuge would have been Offensive Player if he's going to get an award.
Right. So the fans are telling us
Okay,
otherwise.
so the refs were deceived. Let me tell you how.
Touchdowns.
I had, yeah. Who was he talking
Thomas
about?
White had 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so he was deceived.
Allegedly.
I had a pick 2 against Jay's team when we were down 19-0. So problem 1, we're down 19-0. I threw a pick 6 that was totally on me, full accountability on my end. So the next play offensively for us was Jay Burris dropped it, and it was a pick 6. So now we're down 12-0. The next drive we get the ball, Jay again pitches it to me, throws it about 90 miles an hour, I'd say, right at my head when I wasn't expecting that fast pitch. Throws it over my head. I get a hand on it, tipped up, return for 6, so we're down 19-0. On that extra point, I get a pick 2. Now, that was the only notable thing that I did defensively, I'd say, through the 2 or 3 games, however many games it was.
So this is where I think Field 2 kind of dropped the ball. From what I gathered, they felt you defensively turned that game around.
But I didn't, though, because we won 28-25.
I mean, did you argue the award when you got it?
Yes.
You did?
All right.
And they
I
told
said
you
to
too
Don,
bad?
I was like, is this a mistake? He's like, oh, no, you had to pick 2. It was cool. I was like, I literally told Justin walking in, I said, dude, if we get crushed, I don't care, bro. If we walk out, if you walk, I'm glad he got the offensive player. At least he
Did he
got
deserve
recognized.
it?
He did. Oh,
Okay,
yeah. Oh, yeah. I think he had probably we played short 2 games. He probably had the most touchdowns in the tournament.
Okay. So Tommy White just confirmed he got offensive. So, all right. Well,
I actually wanted Thomas White. Shout out Thomas White. I wanted him to pick him in that draft for
Yeah.
defensive purposes, though.
yeah, you weren't getting him that late.
No, I knew Nugent was gonna. That's like me picking Justin. That's like that level of. He wasn't gonna pass me if there were better players on the board.
Don said Field 2 had the best refs. Man, maybe
No,
during the game.
shout out
Not-
Don and Eugene. Shout out.
Not
They
for
were-
awards, and
Not
quite
for
frankly,
awards,
They
sure.
might have been honestly trying to ref very well because I was pretty straight with the guys that they probably put that on the back
So,
burner. Almost forget.
I knew once we were down 19-0, I was probably pretty sure we were gonna lose, especially when it was like 25-6 or 12, whatever it was. But I knew once we came back, I said, all right, I solidified me and Justin's awards for QB and Offensive Player of the Field. I was incorrect. I received the plaque. I wasn't going to open it at first, and I'm glad I did, because if I didn't and got home and saw a defensive player, I would have believed that it was actually don't know who got QB of that field. I'm going to guess it was Jay.
Luckily, I do. Let's pull up the QB of the award there.
Who is it? I can't see from here.
It's Jay.
Okay, yeah.
Looking like a 6-year-old who getting his first award ever. I mean.
So
that's
Jay probably thinks that I am out to get him after today, but shout out to Jay. They had a good game, the second game.
But look at it. It's like, Mama, you proud of me? You guys can't see it, but
It'll come up in a few minutes.
it is a funny photo.
I am not what you would call a handsome man.
It definitely not. I don't know how. A guy who names his team Clam Slammers and then takes a goofy photo like that. But congrats to Jay. Played good in the round robin. Got the award. I'm gonna get a ration of crap for picking on him here, but I think he took this photo as a joke. But I obviously had to steal it because it was like a more serious photo, and I'm like, nah, I'm not using that. You know me. So that was Field 2. Now on to Field 3 for the awards. Let's try to do offensive and defensive. There's defensive player was Josh Gannon, and I think this was a same scenario. I think the refs kind of didn't pay attention to the awards.
So why do you say that?
Well, CJ on my team had a pick 6 and another pick, and
Yeah, so I bet because Josh is better than him by a mile at defense.
Sure.
Because Josh,
at
no
that-
offense to
at
CJ,
at that
but
point in time,
in
they're
the
picking the
tournament,
best.
he may have played better, which
Right.
would have warranted him the award.
Right.
So if that's what you're saying, then I could agree.
So in my opinion, it should have been CJ.
Yeah.
I, again, left it up to the refs, and I'm not going to overturn any
Yeah.
refs.
Yeah.
What, buddy? Oh, the pitcher, yeah.
Yeah, fine. Sure. Laughing at it.
You know, and
My dad, you know what? My dad was pissed about that too.
what?
Jay, you might have to talk to my dad next week about getting that QB award. He's not happy. He'll see him next week.
All right, and you know, Josh Gannon, arguably the best player in the draft. You know, I just think he didn't do enough to earn that award. From what I saw, there could have been a lot of stuff I didn't see.
By the time we played him, he was gassed.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know what. I think that what they were telling me was they played nonstop games. The only break they got was the seeding game, and I think that's just because they ended up in the losers bracket, so there were no breaks
Right.
necessarily for them.
Yeah, and I think he's had the hiatus from playing consistently, so the cardio. So.
Yep.
All right, let's go to our offensive player, which another questionable call. I think Ant killed it in the offensive in playoffs. Not to take away what he did during the round robin, and that team was very difficult. They made a lot of people miss, and they were pitching the ball great, so it was kind of hard. I think honestly, Alex Martinez did very well round robin. Maybe should have got it. Don't know.
So I watched that back end of them playing. Was it the Dream Team, Nuji's team?
yeah,
So
but that's playoffs.
21 seconds left. They're just gonna think I'm hating State Patrol at this point, but I just watched it, so I'll just say it. There was 21 seconds left.
Oh yes, and he
They
got
are
cooked.
losing. They ran a stop and go, and they scored on it.
Right.
It's just unacceptable.
I agree.
Point blank, you hate to see it. He's
Sure.
actually a good player, though. But anyway, we played them next. We did the same thing. We went stop and go in the first play of the game. We scored with Jay. Went right at him. Kick him while he's down, you know?
All right, that's fair.
No, he's a good
the
player,
beef
though. Seriously,
between
he's a good
Milkman
player.
and Safety Patrol are real, huh?
Oh, they beat us every time.
I mean,
with
you and I
Red.
aren't the target anymore. So it's cool.
They beat us every time. So
And
shout out to them.
let's get to the handsome
Red.
young devil for quarterback of the field. I mean, congrats, and look at that stud. I mean, don't look at his left leg because it's fucked up, but you know, look at the rest of the body. It's just well-toned athlete. Ben, I'm telling you right now, if you throw up any other photos, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you. Yeah, I know.
Please
so
do it, 'cause I would love to
throw
see
it
that
back up,
fight.
dickhead.
I already took him out of the queue.
Throw it back up, dickhead.
Took him out of the queue.
The quarterback of
Whack.
the field.
What's up?
Yeah, it's not gonna come up on the show. What a boner.
That's on the show.
Oh, is it?
That's stage. That's what's up.
I don't believe you.
It is like,
Ant is on the show, or is on.
All right. Well, I got quarterback, and I do
So who
And I'm not
got
trying
the
to-
QB? I can't.
on
see.
my field. Me,
Yeah.
me.
Oh, you did. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know. If, okay.
Oh.
You couldn't tell by the compliments.
Well, no, I thought you were talking about Adam. Not
He's a
gonna
little
lie.
slow, huh?
I thought you were talking about Adam.
Oh, fuck that kid. No, yeah, and Adam, you know, and I told those guys if it's close, and I did this last time too. I'm not getting myself awards. It's kind of douchey. But it was like, remember last time we played Bud, and I said if Bud does anything remotely close, give it to Bud, okay? And we beat them like
By 100.
right, and Bud threw just 3 picks, no touchdowns.
Yeah.
He had a similar game in the playoffs this year too against OB Jake. OB Jake was freaking. I just felt bad for Bud, to be honest. At that point,
But
he
Bud-
was just like nonstop, just grilling him. I mean, I just as a human being, I just felt bad for Bud.
That's
I
all
just
right.
couldn't watch this bullying.
Bud has those games and he moves on, and that, I respect that with him. But
Yo,
Bud's best attribute is his thick skin.
he, that's true. He did even say at the last Best of Bedford, like, he goes, if you even gave me that award, I would give it back. He goes, I'm not taking pity awards, which is another. He's a very respectable dude. But so bottom line, those are the awards. Kind of a cool thing to do. Congrats to everybody who won them. Obviously, there's going to be controversy with him. You know, my opinion might be different. I didn't watch every game. I was fucking running back and forth. But y'all, regardless, deserved it in somebody's eyes. So congrats, guys. All right, let's kind of quickly recap how it went down. Like I said, great. I had a great time. Very fun to me. I really suggest, guys, if you have time to do these tournaments, try to do them. You meet new people, you have some fun. Unfortunately, if you're drafted by Bud lately, you don't have that much fun. But no, this is what I'll say.
Dark times, Pat. Dark times.
It was dark times for Bud that day, but he, Tang didn't show up, but Tang was hurt. And I just wish Tang articulated that to him, because Tang didn't show up for Blitz either. So, he did tell me he was
so
hurt.
he was actually potentially hurt.
Yes.
Okay.
He didn't show up to Blitz either.
That's a little bit more respectful. I
Right.
figured maybe he's like, all right, I got Bud, I'm not going.
But Bud, who I think that did hurt his feelings because he took it the wrong way. I think it set the tone for him.
I was hoping that you would have known about it prior and allowed him to get somebody else. You know what I mean? Because when I told you Mojo was out, you're like, all right, can you get this guy in? And then I ended up saying, we'll be fine with 6 because...
Sure. No, I try to, the integrity of it a little bit. And yes, Mojo just had a motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay and all that. But I'm trying to find somebody equivalent to his talent level to make it. Like with Red going down. I thought putting Adam in there is you might give or take a little better scenario. In my opinion, Adam's not Red, and I think Red's more deadly in this format. But Adam, I thought that was even. I thought that was fair for that team.
I do. I agree.
And now I realize that was a bullshit decision on my part, and I should have never did it. But no, I try to make these things fair for everybody. And what if I would have known, I would have done. I would try to do something. But I think Bud would have played a lot better if that didn't start the day for him, and whatnot. So, well, I got the rankings based on the eliminations, because you get out, you're out.
I agree.
So Barney and friends ranked last. Unfortunately, didn't win a game all tournament.
So there was a mistake. I had them at 6, I believe.
Yeah,
So
I think you did.
They didn't have Tang, though, so that obviously plays a little bit of a factor. It's like your first round pick's not showing up. That's tough.
Sure. Okay.
I don't know anything about any of this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Neither do I. I'm still here. Damn.
You're stuck.
You're the producer. Shut up.
He's a producer.
All right, Derek. Have a safe drive home.
Bye, buddy.
Good night, Cleveland.
Tell me about that crystal later. I'm very curious.
I bought it at Disney with Harlan because he wanted me to match it.
Oh, that's dope.
That's all it is.
Okay. I didn't know.
That's great for our listeners. All right. So, ranked 8th was free agents. Ranked 7th was free agents. Was the green team?
Green team. Oh, okay, yeah.
Brent's team.
They weren't bad. I had them at 5. I thought they weren't that bad. I think they were maybe hit a little bit of a ceiling.
I think they had a hard time scoring, and once
they actually moved the ball well.
Just couldn't punch it in.
Yeah,
I felt that same way.
Yep.
7 was Clam Slammers. Again, captain of the tournament, got his team shirts.
I had him at 8. I also think, I had 8, but I ranked them 1 to 9. Someone had to be 9, someone had to be 1.
Yeah.
I think all of these teams were pretty, ask Jay when you see him. We almost lost them. We were down 19-0 at one point. So they were doing something right.
Then Dark Horses at 6. I think you ranked them last.
Yeah, they beat us too. Fuck you, Ben.
They
They beat us too. They knocked us in the first playoff.
Yeah.
They beat us. It sent us to the losers bracket.
Yep, Ben.
And we had to
We
just
lived
work.
up to our name.
Ben rallying the team. That was a team that worked together.
Yeah, I sacked
What
you.
position did you play?
We're not talking about that.
What position did you play?
Rushed mainly.
Talk into the fucking mic, or don't
Sorry,
talk at all.
what position did you play? All right.
Ben played left bench. So on to
I sacked you from the bench then.
Oh, you got a sack?
buddy.
Tambo? Oh.
I let him. I gave it to him.
Sure.
Yeah, allegedly.
All right, so number 5 was Talk Shit Get Hipped. Number 4 was Tyler Pike, which is exactly where he ranked his own team. Blue Jays. Number 3 was Nuge's Dream Killers team, or Dream
Yeah, I had
Catchers.
Team Chasers, I think. I had
Team
them at
Chasers.
1. I figured the experience could carry them and should carry them to the championship. I was incorrect.
You got his list up there for everybody.
That's the original list.
Yeah, that's the original
But I
list.
also don't think the best team always wins, but that's the joy
Sure.
of a tournament
Sure.
like this, you know?
Yep. I mean, it could have won any other,
Yep.
And then number 2 was Draft Nasty, and we lost to TackyBar.com. You want to throw up the winning photo? And Kevin, what a douche for getting in this photo, though. What a cornball. I mean, the only thing saves him in this photo is his kid, though.
I thought.
And the thank you message you put out there too.
What?
And the thank you message you put out there. Thanks for taking care of my kid for me. Blah, blah.
Oh well, people did help with this because he was reffing some of the games.
Yeah.
But no, he did good there, and there's the 24-12 win. There's a Studley team over there.
No, I really thought that. I was looking at the team after. I thought they had the deepest team overall. I think one of their later round picks got hurt, so it was a bit more playing time for some of those guys that got picked above him.
Yep.
But I went against most teams, and I went against them, and they were definitely a tough defense to go against.
I told you from the rip. I said that's going to be the best defense to go against.
We put up 26 on them, so scoring wasn't necessarily an issue. Stopping them was an issue. So Adam was complaining during the game, not necessarily complaining, but he was saying, he's like, because Justin scored, and I told Justin, we figured out that once I get away from the blitz, I think Bryson was blitzing, so I knew I could get away from him, so I got away from him, and I was telling Justin, I said, hey, just run at Adam, break however many different ways, and then just cut to one sideline. And we were doing that, and Adam, after one of the touchdowns, was saying, he's like, I don't even know what route he ran. Me neither. I just told him to run at you and run 20 different ways. And once you get away from the blitzer, if you can do that, nothing Adam can. He was doing that to Josh Gannon too. Because you're giving them both fits.
You have all the time in the world because the shot clock goes away. The throw clock.
Exactly.
You know, that was the difference in the rules for this one.
Yep.
Pull up any comments if you got it. A couple shout outs in the tournament I want to give to one to Quinn. Quinn actually scored a lot. He scored a ton this tournament.
We should have refs keep stats next one.
No.
That would be the move.
No.
That would be the move.
But you gotta.
No, it'd be too much. I'm just joking.
No,
but that'd be funny.
I would love to do it, but you gotta understand more things.
Yeah,
more money.
And
that's one thing I try to make it affordable. $45 to get inside stuff to play 4 games like that.
Minimum, yeah.
I think that's very good bang for your buck.
It is.
You know, and I like the draft tournaments. We're gonna do another one at the end of the year for Pito. You know, I when I say I'm gonna do things, I do things. I plan on doing one every year for him.
Yep.
You know, until that dude's back to playing, if he ever wants to come back playing. What? Anything?
Nothing really.
Oh,
The
okay.
thing is just Barney and friends were hurting.
Oh.
Injuries and everything kind of
Yeah. I thought you were trying to lean in that you had one. But no, it was a fun one. I really try to get people their money's worth.
Yep.
And yes, it would be cool to do extra things, and I'm going to try to. But again, I'm not trying to load up the price of tournaments. Some tournaments is like $400 a team, which not everybody runs 10 guys. You know what I mean? We were doing all 7 or 8 on our team, so you do the math. That's $60-$70 a person. So, you know, and sometimes you only get 2 or 3 games depending on the type of tournament. So, all right.
You want to give the winners an official round of applause?
Yeah, let's give them a round of applause. I hope all you guys stub your toe really hard tonight. So that is a recap. Let's any comments? Let's hit it up if you want to comment on the tournament. You know, you can always message me privately and let me know how we can make the next one better. I would plan on at some point in time over the next few months another Best of Bedford, but with a little kicker here, it might be open to everybody.
Dana did say earlier along those lines, wondering about maybe doing like a normal rules tournament at some point.
Danny, yeah, when we do the Bedford tournaments, we do normal Bedford rules.
We did like tournament rules with that this time.
Right.
But
Correct.
I think you meant like normal rules.
What do you-
football?
Like
What do you mean?
Without the tournament rules.
So, like I just said, when we do the Bedford tournament ones, we do Bedford rules, the normal rules. So, huh?
I thought that's what this was. But
No, we label it Bedford, the Best of Bedford stuff.
Well,
sorry.
CJ Burke says if it's double elimination, we do double elimination in the chip.
Yeah, I think you would. I think if, say, Adam's team got the championship unbeaten, right? Now, say we're playing Adam's team, I was telling our team that we would have to beat them 2 times.
So
to
you really
to
don't
win.
pay attention to anything in the chats, huh?
No, I do not.
So
I was busy.
specifically made that clear to everybody.
That so
once it's the final game,
it doesn't matter. Okay.
right? So which is
So
funny.
this is captain's chat here that I'm missing here.
Correct.
Okay.
Which
You're
is
missing. It sounds like you're in on it.
which is funny. He is. It's like you in the emails, not paying attention.
I read them.
So, what the fuck was? Oh, what was funny was they actually lost 2 games on the day. We only lost 1 time, and that was to them, and we lost it. So,
Yeah.
obviously, I would benefit from that rule, but it would go on too long.
Yeah. No.
And you know, we did in the semis, we did extra minutes. So I mean, we got a game. If I lost in that game, we lost. I don't need to beat them twice.
Yeah.
So, you know, I agree with CJ there to a point. It just would go too long. It just costs too much money for the field and things like that. But it was fun. But in the next couple months, prepare for a Best of Bedford with potentially the kicker of any team being allowed in it.
So
Trying to make it a big one.
now this would make it interesting here because we got Gumbies, we got Leapers, LBP, Nasty Boys. You know, some of the other Nasty Boys teams. So you got to choose one team now, right?
Well, you can only play for one team, but I don't think we're going to have a roster rule.
Okay.
So let's say, I don't know, let's say the Gumbies pick up somebody,
Yeah.
you know, who hasn't played with them
Natty
forever.
D's isn't playing. We add Johnny and Austin, and that's allowed.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Right
Not
now,
gonna happen. I'm just saying.
Oh, it will. You're gonna try. Stop it. That is potentially because we. I think the goal is to try to get more teams than we did last time.
Yeah.
And just put a little kicker on the tournament.
Yeah.
You know, might take away from the substance what Best of Bedford is, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it a big one. Trying to
And
make it
there's
fun.
a lot of teams, top those Rage, Yo Mamas, they're both out for now. I haven't seen them playing in a while. Hey, maybe they're back in on Mondays, so we can stop trashing on Mondays. If either of them are back, now we're talking.
I don't think either one are coming back anytime real soon.
Yeah.
But if they got enough guys for the tournament, they'd be able to play in the tournament. So that's what I'm trying to go for.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dana,
What?
Dana says I think it was the perfect format, and then Dawn says great job, Steve. So it's a positive feedback.
Thanks, Don. Go take a shower. So, no, I appreciate the kind words, guys. And we are going to try to do a midnight tournament.
That would be cool.
Oh, this is a bad comment.
Read it.
Pike is better than Steve.
Who said
said
that?
that?
Ian, one of my
Adam
players.
Tambor. No, it's Jay Borders.
Jay Burns?
Shout out Jay. Shout out Jay.
Trying to get me killed.
Now wait till the top 10 QBs list is coming out because I got that. It's been cooking for weeks. And maybe maybe the week you leave, I'll drop that,
How
and
many
you can
lists?
listen live from Texas. How's that sound?
Yeah, then I'll call the cops and be like, someone broke into my house. He's got blonde hair.
No. Listen. I'm gone in 2 weeks. Pike is running his own show.
With Randy, potentially. Randy, if you're watching, and we
Why
know
are
that you
giving the
are,
surprises away.
they don't know which Randy I'm talking about.
He lets me play.
Does Randy even know you're planning on it?
No.
So you haven't even.
So
said
he
it.
now
All right,
knows
so
Randy he's watching.
Randy, he wants you to come on in two Tuesdays from now. Come on and really take over Tambo time.
Randy, tell him.
So, you know, show goes on. I might be out in Texas doing my thing, but the Tambo time will go on. Yeah, you could probably drop it there, talk to him.
Because
you
I
know,
figure week
figure it
2,
out.
whatever's going on in Bedford,
Yeah,
you know.
But this is more of a off day. This isn't
Yeah.
a good conversation for our audience. All right, well, we have gone long. Obviously, Derek got bad out of hell out of here. Any quick comments that we want to get to before we end the show?
Jay is the best commentator of all time. Don't
I gotta give a shout out to Jay. You know, we tried getting the video of you. Unfortunately, it just either we can't find it, nobody has it. I'm not really sure.
I don't believe this video exists. So we were saying that there was a video out
Not
there.
that Jay, dummy.
Okay.
Okay.
So of
No.
okay. Was it Jay mossing Jake or other way around?
Jay was mossing Jake.
So the only play that I could think of was when Jay ran it out and up on Jake. It was targeted the whole time. We said we're gonna go at Jake. He's playing aggressive.
Yeah.
And it was actually a bad throw. It went crazed, almost grazed the top of his head. That's the only play that I can think of.
Well, I know Jay played great, played lights out.
Yeah, no, I didn't think he I didn't think he could care that much about flag until I saw him in this tournament. He cared a lot.
Yeah, no,
he was getting pissed.
He cares. He's the man.
He was getting pissed.
Also, Jay, you don't have to give me the money. I think I owe you some money, so don't send it over. I'm sure you're itching to send me money, but don't. We'll talk about it later. I meant to message you today. I forgot. So now that I have your attention, but shout out to Jay. Shout out to everybody who helped the tournament, the refs, the people. Shout out to Junior. I wouldn't have a tournament without you there, buddy. I love you.
Wasn't going to anyways, Jay Burris.
Yeah, I figured. And shout out to all the captains that took on the responsibility. And I will like to say, I guess I can say it now, but I did go in the captain's chat and said, hey, make sure everybody in the round robin gets playing time.
Yep.
And there wasn't a person there that I felt didn't get playing time. Even into the playoffs, because everybody knew it was double elimination, captain still played everybody. They didn't finagle it. And that's what I genuinely really appreciate that from all the captains for doing the right thing and getting everybody involved. So I do appreciate that. It just helps tournaments, it helps everybody, and whatnot. So shout out to all the captains. And then shout out to Ben. I let him get a sack, and he went home and
Allegedly.
called his mom right away. He was so happy.
I got the video.
Yeah, well, cue it up.
I don't have it.
Oh, yeah, I figured you would have.
Oh, yeah, I will be though in the future.
All right, boys. Time to end the show here. Have a good one. Love you guys. Good night, Grace.
Peace.
Bedford Games. Yup. Bedford Games, let's fucking go. Bedford Games, let's put on a show. Bedford Games, you already know. Bedford Games, we're going